everybody that is watching us through YouTube one more time, and welcome to this space dedicated to personal development as well as touristic places from all over the world. I'm Nadia Flores, and today we are in downtown Mexico City. We're going to be talking about how to make a decision. This is Grow and Travel. Stay with us. And here we are back in Mexico City. We are located exactly downtown. Today we're gonna bring you to this magical place because it's magical and mystical, and there's always something for everybody. The old and the young, and it doesn't matter what country you're from, if you're from Mexico or you're from outside, this is a place that has something for everybody. And of course we're gonna check it out, but before we do that, let's go to our first coaching message. Welcome to our first vlog dedicated to personal growth. Today we're talking about how to make a decision. Guys, we're all the time deciding. Whether we realize it or not, every single day, at every single moment, we are deciding to be a person, to do something, or to have something. We're always choosing, and that means that we always have a choice. Like right this moment, I could very well not be doing this. I could be doing something else. We live in a universe of infinite possibilities, which means that we can always choose something different. Now, my question to you is, what are you deciding for yourself? Sometimes we have this programming inside of us that is dictating our life. We get on and go about our days just choosing out of the autopilot. We don't even realize what we're choosing consciously. We're just going with whatever it is that we've been programmed to do. Maybe some of you guys looking at this video, watching me, are probably waking up in the morning, and then from there you have a routine that you don't even realize you had. Maybe the first thing you do is you grab your phone, or you go to the bathroom, or you take a shower, whatever it is that you do it every single day without even thinking. This is such a routine that you have decided at some point that you wanted it to make a habit of it. So now it is part of your life. But now, I question you. How are you deciding for the big things? The routine might be fine, especially if you like it and you're enjoying it. But how do you get to decide on something that it could probably change your life? In the second segment, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to decide what's best for you at that particular moment. In the meantime, let's go check out Mexico City, shall we? And here we are in downtown Mexico City. Right behind me, you can see Plaza El Zocalo as well as the government palace. Today we're going to show you images from this beautiful place as well as the cathedral. So make sure that you stay with us. Let's get to it. The Zocalo, or Plaza De La Constitution, is located in the heart of the historic center in the first square of Mexico City. This square was the center of the ancient Mexico Tenochtitlan before the arrival of the Spanish conquerors, and it remained as a political and religious center centuries later. The Zocalo is surrounded by the Metropolitan Cathedral of Mexico City, the National Palace, the Old City Hall, and the government building. In the center, we can find the emblem of this beautiful country, the beautiful national flag. The southern part of this square is surrounded by commercial buildings such as El Portal de Mercaderes, administrative buildings, and hotels, and in the northeast corner of the square, the Museo del Templo Mayor and the Zocalo Metro Station Line Number 2. This square has been the headquarters and witness of important historical, political, social, and cultural events. Here, the independence of Mexico is celebrated every September 15th. And since 1997, it has been the venue for popular cultural, sports, and entertainment events, mainly massive concerts. El Zocalo, being part of the historic center, is considered a cultural heritage of humanity since 1987. What a beautiful place, don't you think? One of the sites that you should definitely visit when you walk around the city. Come with time so that you can also see the Metropolitan Cathedral, which construction began in 1573 and was finished indoors in 1667 and outdoors until 1813. Its approximate measurements are 193 feet wide by 420 feet long and 213 feet high to the top of the towers. The cathedral is one of the most outstanding works of Hispanic American architecture. It was built according to the plans of the Spanish architect Claudio de Arciniega, whose work was inspired by the Spanish cathedrals. The cathedral has 4 facades in which we can find doorways flanked by columns and statues. It has 5 naves that are made up of 51 vaults, 74 arches, and 40 columns. There are 2 bell towers that currently contain 35 bells. Inside, there are 2 large altars, the sacristy and the choir. There are 16 chapels dedicated to different saints, whose construction was sponsored by different religious brotherhoods. The chapels are richly adorned with altars, altarpieces, paintings, furniture, and sculptures. In the cathedral choir are two of the largest 18th century organs on the continent, so do not forget to visit this place, since even if you're not religious, it is impossible not to appreciate the beautiful architecture of various styles that this building presents to us. And before going to our next message of personal growth, I'll leave you with a curious fact. The Metropolitan Cathedral was built on what today are vestiges of the pyramids of the sun and other constructions of the Aztecs. This act took place as a symbol of the conquest by the Spanish. The land where this temple was built is lacustrine, indicating that there are aquifers underneath, which causes the cathedral and in general the center of Mexico City to sink every year from 2 to 4 inches. How surreal, isn't it? And now, let us move forward and get to the second segment of personal growth, in which I will give you 3 tips about making a decision. And welcome to this second segment of personal development. So right now I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to best decide what you want. So tip number 1, find the clarity, what it is that you want. What do you really crave? And this you get by listening to yourself and listening to your emotions. Depending on what the situation is that you are going through, always listen to yourself. Once you get there, you will find the clarity. From there, you may have a couple of options, option A or option B. From here, it's time to analyze a little bit. Analyze, but also feel. So you already felt what is calling you more. So now it's time to analyze these options and really truly feel them. When you feel them, you'll realize that there's some things that are going to make you more excited than others. Once you realize what keeps you going, what keeps you excited, what keeps you motivated, then go for that one. And here it is, tip number 3. Once you've fully decided, you have decided. That's it. I mean, of course, you can change your mind later on, but if you have decided something right now, stick with it for at least a period of time so that you can get acquainted. Remember that sometimes your brain is going to try to trick you into fear for you not to do it anymore, for you to stay where you were. But once you have decided, go all in. Stop doing kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should do this or I should do that. No, you have already decided, you have already gone through the process. Just go with it. Trust your heart and leap. Take the leap and go all in with all of yourself, with all your heart, all your mind, and all of your soul, and all of you into that decision. And that way, you will find that the decision is the best that you could have done for that particular situation. And that's it, guys. Those are the 3 tips that I had for you this morning, offering you how to make the best decision in that particular situation. And other than that, if you want to contact me, social media is right below. I really hope that you implement these tips in your life, for I feel that they could help you. And we've come to the end of the show. I just want to say thank you so much for watching all the way through, and I would like to invite you, if you haven't done so, to subscribe to the channel and to activate the notifications button just below this video. As you know, every Wednesday we come to you from a different place with a different message. That was it for today. I'm Nadia Flores. This was Grow and Travel. We'll see you on the next one.